Good morning. Good morning. I'm going to take just a minute, let everybody get settled in, get logged on. Happy Sunday to you. Happy first day of meditation to you. I'm very excited to get started. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Sharon. I am a meditation guide, a mindfulness coach, and the reason I really started on this journey was to make meditation more approachable and more pragmatic, and that's why I'm really excited that we're starting with this mindfulness technique, because I really feel like it stands by those principles. So, before we get started, go ahead and take some time to get settled in, grab some tea, cheers, grab your meditation cushion, and we'll get started. But before we do, while you're getting settled in, I'm just going to take a moment to talk about mindfulness, talk about what that is, because this word mindfulness has started to mean many different things. So I just want to let you know what my perspective on that practice is. So first off, mindfulness is just that. It's a practice, right? And it's a practice of awareness, right? In particular, it's a practice of awareness of this present moment, right? So our minds have this human and bizarre kind of tendency to look at the past and say, what happened here? Why did this happen, right? And try to resolve our past. How often are you agonizing over things that happened to you previously, right? And it comes from a very logical place of thinking that if I can reason through all the things that happened to me, right, when that similar thing happens to me again, I will now be better prepared because I figured out what went wrong, right? Trouble with this thinking is never once have you ever experienced the same thing twice, right? And so we do the same thing too for the future. What if this happens? What if this happens? What if this happens, right? And if I can figure out all the things that might possibly happen to me, right? When one of them does, I will be better prepared because I've already mentally ran through it, right? Trouble with this thinking is that you can't predict the future. And if you can, I'm sure somebody will pay you a large sum of money. So we can't predict the future, and the past is really in the past. So mindfulness says to you, you know what? You deal best with your life by being aware of what is actually happening to you, because this exists now only in your mind, and so too does this, right? So if I can practice being right here, right now, aware of what's happening in the present moment, this is how I serve myself best, right? And that's what we're going to practice doing today in this technique, in this mindfulness technique, right? So before we get started, go ahead and introduce yourself in the comment section. Let me know where you are meditating from, and we will get started now that you're settled into your cushion, now that you possibly have your tea, right? Go ahead and settle into your seat, right? I want the shoulders to drop down. You want the hips maybe to be slightly elevated above the knees, right? And we're going to become aware of the present moment through 4 different categories: your surroundings, your body, your thoughts, and your emotions. And I'll guide you into your meditation with that process and guide you out of your meditation using that process, okay? So, let the shoulders drop down the spine. Let the spine become nice and tall, and the chin's going to become very level to the ground. And we're going to start very simply by taking a couple of deep breaths, and the eyes are going to remain open here because we're going to gaze around the room. Sort of settling into your space, noticing where you are here today. Breathing in and out. Letting the eyes sort of float and wander around the room. Just like that. Deep breaths. Start to notice things like colors. And textures. Shapes and shadows. Still breathing. just noticing. And as you breathe and start to find yourself in this space, we're going to very gently start to blink the eyes closed. Breathing in, the eyes will gaze, and breathing out, the eyes softly close. Breathing in, gazing, and breathing out, softly close. Just like that. Breathing in, notice your space, and breathing out, closing the eyes. Eventually, the eyes will become so heavy that they'll fall closed completely. Whenever that happens naturally, you'll be left with just the breath. Feeling the breath in the body. Feeling the body here and now. Notice how the breath feels in the body. Notice how the body feels sitting, lying. And see if you can feel or notice your body as a whole. Your entire body. There's no need to change anything or adjust. Just simply notice. Observe. Feeling the breath, feeling the body as a whole. And as you breathe and feel, there might come a moment where the thoughts drift or fade away. If they do, let them do so. No control. Just breathe. Just be. We'll take a moment to just breathe, just be. The mind does as it will. Just notice. Watch. If ever you find the mind to wander too far, know that you can always return back to the breath and feeling the breath in the body. As you are now more aware of the body, more aware of your thoughts, start to notice if you have any residual emotions. Notice what they sound like in the mind, or what they feel like in the body. Just observe. No need to change or adjust, simply notice. If you like, you can breathe into the space where you feel that emotion. Just breathe. just be. And not now, but in just a moment, I'll begin to count backwards from 5. And not now, but the moment that I reach 1, your eyes may gently blink open. And I count 5. Notice any residual thoughts or emotions. 4, you become more aware of the body here, sitting on your cushion. 3, take a deep breath in, sip at the top, 2, a very big audible exhale, and 1. Let the eyes very gently blink open. But before you move, before you adjust, take a big deep breath. And once more, observe your surroundings. Notice the colors, textures, light, shadow. Notice the distance from you to the space in front of you. The distance from you to the items, to the walls beside you. From you to the space behind you. From the crown of your head to the ceiling and the space above that. Another deep breath. Find yourself here. Take a moment to just notice if you feel any different from when we began. Observe how you're feeling. Observe any residual thoughts or emotions. We'll take a deep breath into that space. Let anything that's left over go. Very good. Thank you so much for meditating with me today. We are going to start these meditations off a little shorter, and as we go on with the 21 days of meditation, they'll start to get a little bit longer. Go ahead and make sure that you take a moment to yourself before jumping back into your day. Stretch, sing, dance, whatever you need. Take a moment to yourself before returning. And I will see you tomorrow. Thank you very much for being here, and namaste, everyone.